Oh boy, do I have a great fragrance to talk to you about today. This is from Xerjoff. It's from the Join the Club collection of fragrances, 400. This was a great release from 2021, and I actually featured it in a video of all the releases from Xerjoff. It was ranked pretty high. So if you haven't heard about this one, definitely watch this video to find out all about 400, because Join the Club fragrances do not publish the notes, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about 400, and also this is going to give you a clue what I'm going to think about 400. How does it compare to Naxos from the house of Xerjoff? So find out about this fragrance plus how it compares to Naxos, all coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about Xerjoff's Join the Club fragrance 400, a 2018 launch, and it was widely launched in 2021. I believe this was a Selfridges exclusive, at least according to the write-up on Xerjoff Universe's website. That's what it was mentioning on that description there. But as I said, they don't publish notes for the fragrances here. I kind of had to figure it out, and I noticed that it's very honeyed and tobacco-ish. And then, in the background, it does kind of remind me of Naxos a little bit. But they're going in complete different directions. So I'll let you know all about this one and how it compares to Naxos. Plus I'm going to let you know about an alternative to a fragrance I've discussed on the channel, this being an alternative for that other fragrance. Before I get to the information though, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button and also click the bell in case you haven't subscribed so that you can be notified for future videos and giveaways. Alright, so this is a 2021 launch, initially launched in 2018. This is from the Join the Club collection of fragrances from Xerjoff. A 50 ml is 150 euros. It's an Eau De Parfum concentration, and I have a link to Xerjoff Universe in the website. You can go find out more information about this one. But as I said, it's not published with the notes, so you don't know what the notes are, you don't know what you're smelling. But when you smell the fragrance, you can kind of figure it out. It is sweet, definitely has sweetness there, and I experience honey, and this is where it reminds me of Naxos. It reminds me of the honey in Naxos, and I immediately love it because I love sweet fragrances and I enjoy the sweetness, this kind of dense syrupiness in there in a background of powderiness, and immediately I loved it. But this one, I get lots of tobacco as well, but it's not the same kind of tobacco that I get in Naxos. It's acting a little different. It's a little more like, I would say, tobacco blossom honey. Like you experience specific kinds of honey that comes from specific flowers, like let's say lavender or orange blossom or acacia and things like that. This to me acts like tobacco blossom honey, where you have the tobacco-ish qualities, but it's not necessarily dirty and ashy as much as Naxos could be for the tobacco in there. So there is that kind of a difference with this one, but still, you do experience some of the dirtiness and the ashiness of like a burned cigarette tobacco kind of a thing, but there is definitely a floral thing happening with this particular fragrance, contrasted with that syrupy, not vanilla, but the honey, because this is loads of honey. But in addition to the honey, with this one, I am picking up lots of vanilla as well, so this is where you get this very syrupy experience. It's like flowy, syrupy, drippy, gooey, kind of sticky kind of an experience, which I really like. I like these kind of fragrances, and also when you're experiencing all this sticky kind of molassesy touches, you experience the denseness. This is a pretty dense fragrance, so it wears dense. It's also very long lasting. So in addition to all this stuff, I am picking up a lot of orange blossom. There's loads of it. So if I'm getting honey made from, tobacco blossom kind of a thing, I'm also getting the fact that there's orange blossom honey in here as well, because there's a major orange blossomy presence here, and I love that about this one, because you've got this kind of a honeyed vanillic combination of orange blossoms plus lots of citruses in here. There's sweet citruses in addition to the orange blossom, plus some bitterness in there as well. So it's kind of a citrusy floral experience contrasted with loads of this kind of thick, dense honey and vanilla. But in addition to all this stuff, you are picking up woods. There's some woods under there, and then also some light spices. And I'm assuming I'm getting the spices from the kind of dirty ashiness from whatever tobacco is being used in here. So there's that in here as well. But man, it's such a beautiful composition. It smells wonderful. The tobacco, the honey, the vanilla, the citrus flowers, the citruses, the woods, all combined together to create for one beautiful experience. So there's lots of sweetness in here, but there's also some bitter sweetness in here as well. I'm getting that probably from the different citruses they're using in here, but it's quite delicious. Now, in comparison to the Xerjoff's Naxos from 1861 to the Join the Club 400. What are the differences? So as I said, there's honey in both of them. I'm getting a major honey quality and tobacco quality, and that's why it reminds me of Naxos. But it kind of stops there, I think. In addition to the vanilla that's also in here, I think that's pretty much where it stops, because the 400 does not feature Tonka beans, and this one has a major Tonka bean presence. In addition, the tobacco here seems a little more actual ashy tobacco in comparison to this particular fragrance, where, as I said, it's a little more floral. Here also there's the lavender, and this one doesn't have that lavender presence. And then of course Naxos, to me, kind of goes into like a warm amber fougere direction, whereas this one does not. But as I said earlier, there's something that could be an alternative, a fragrance that I think this would be a great alternative to, and that particular fragrance is Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. Yes, Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy doesn't have the tobacco. This one has the tobacco, but it has loads of orange blossom. Orange blossom and vanilla together. That's the experience you get here. But it's a unique take, a unique alternative to that fragrance, and also an intense alternative. This is extremely intense in comparison to that fragrance. So I think it would be a great alternative if you like a little more of a tobacco-ish dirtiness in the fragrance, whereas that one doesn't have that kind of dirtiness in there. It's more of the kind of like marshmallowy vanillic orange blossom thing. This one has that, plus a lot more. There's a lot more going on in here. It's not as linear or one-dimensional as a Love Don't Be Shy is in comparison to this. So this is really a wonderful fragrance, one that I was surprised at how great it is, and the fact that I love Naxos and I like differences, kind of like a remix, right? You hear a song, you really love it, there's a different version of it. So this is kind of like a different version of Naxos, and it's not that close. It's totally different. But then again, the honey and tobacco kind of reminds me of Naxos, and then it doesn't, kind of a thing, you know? But a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. Very, very long lasting too, which is what I like about this particular fragrance. It's intense, and the sweetness, the powderiness, the vanillic qualities, the tobacco-ish touches, and then of course the citrus florals all rolled into it. One beautiful composition. So that's what I wanted to tell you about 400. Join the Club 400 from Xerjoff, what I think about it, and how does it compare to Naxos. If you like honeyed fragrances and tobacco, you must check it out. But just keep in mind, this one goes into a major floral direction. Lots of citrus florals and other flowers in there. Anyway, that's 400 from the House of Xerjoff from Join the Club. Let me know your thoughts on Join the Club's 400 by Xerjoff. Have you tried it? Have you tested it out? Have you compared it to Naxos? What are your thoughts? Do you get the similarities at all? As I said, they're not identical similar. I'm only reminded of Naxos when I get the hints of the tobacco and the honey. Once you get those hints, the fragrances are completely different. They're unique takes on one another. And I don't know, I mean, I guess the comparison I wanted to do in this video is just because I'm getting those, you know, comparisons or hints of the honey tobacco, but they're completely individual fragrances after that. So that's what I like about this particular fragrance. I like these warm, spicy fragrances, and 400 definitely does go into the floral direction, and flowers and honey, vanilla together. A number one kind of a fragrance. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on 400. Let me know if you've compared it to Naxos. Maybe you don't get the similarities like I do. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'd like to find out. But either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.